Viewers, in case if you missed the Agulu and Nanka road dualization that I earlier, published, this is another opportunity for you to see and hear the details and what the government is saying about that dualization from Amobia to Agulu. Where the video you are looking at now is a sample of how the road is and where it is going to terminate at Agulu. That is just a sample, and later you will see the full video. Just shortly I will still upload the full video of that termination point of the Agulu axis of the dualization. So, but what you've just saw is a sample of it, of where it's going to terminate. Then this is the kind of video that we need to share. We need to share this type of video because it's very sensitive. People that will be affected by this, they need to be updated and know exactly what is happening about the developments that are happening in the states and what they need to do not to be caught unawares. And honestly, I doubt if people affected, anybody has not heard about it. But for the benefit of that, we need to share this video to get across. Well, you can see that the construction, the digging of drainages by both sides of this road has been suspended. Well, people earlier on became confused when they saw the digging of shallow gutters along this federal road. But, actually this is federal road. You can see the digging of gutters by both sides. People became confused and were like, they thought that this road has been awarded, or they thought that the governor said he's going to dualize this road. What happened? So that was when they have to retreat and, probably they decided to dualize the road as promised earlier. Well, one thing I know about development is that people, whether you are from there or not, they always come out to bring out good suggestions and the right thing to do at that point. Because when we get it right elsewhere, one day we can still get it right on our own side. So it doesn't matter where you're from. And Southeast at large, sometimes when you try to talk sense into some people and they feel that they are being neglected. Meanwhile, what we are doing is the way out to find out and do the correct thing so that money will not be wasted and the future of our region will be guaranteed. So people are happy with the development of the state government taking over this federal road, that's Amobia to Agulu Awka axis, taking over this road to dualize it. That is what we have been preaching in this channel. We talk about it much often than not, connecting Anambra, the major cities in Anambra, and even off cities to connect them properly. Since Anambra state is business inclined, is a commercial state, and we cannot get it right without proper road construction so that goods and services can move at ease. The ease of doing business can be achieved without much stress. When we get this one right, then we can think of, even now we can still think of rail tracks and some of our waterways, getting them to be functional. Since The airways are yet to be fully utilized, and gradually it's coming up, though the airways are majorly for people coming in and going out in the states. What I'm talking about is connecting the states within the state regions and the cities together to have an effective movement of goods and services. Well, having said that, we are going to talk about what the state government said concerning the dualization of this road once again, so that in case if you missed it, you will hear it this time around. And the warning the state government gave out for the people that their houses or buildings are going to be affected in this dualization. Yes, viewers, if you have not subscribed to YangaLife channel, please don't hesitate. Click on the subscription button, the notification bell, like this video, and don't forget to share this video. Share it so that others can watch and see what is latest concerning the things happening around our state and our region. Thank you as you do that. We wait for you in the comment section to hear what you say about this video. So in this video, we are going to connect from Amobia, though we've just left Amobia, moving towards Agulu. From Agulu, we get to Nanka. From Nanka, then we get to Ekulobia. It's why it's a close journey, it's not a far distance journey. So we are going to see the road that will be under dualization. And many times people ask the 47.5 meters that the government said is in the law, whether the road will occupy the whole places. Well, the answer is no. You can see the sample of that Ekulobia and what I just showed you. Then that is the size of the road. It cannot take more than that. It is either it takes that same length of the road I've just showed you earlier, or it takes less than that. So, but they have just read out what the law said concerning federal roads, the length that falls within the federal government controlled area. So let me just read what the government said concerning this road dualization, so that we once again become aware of it. Dualization of Agulu and Nanka roads by Anambra state government. Remember, I said this road belongs to the federal government, and the state government have now decided to dualize it. Probably the bill will be given out to the federal government for reimbursement. That is how P2B did at from bridge, First Niger Bridge, down towards Obunike axis of Enugu-Onitsha Expressway. And it was not in his tenure that the federal government reimbursed Anambra State. It was in the tenure of Willie Obiano that money was paid. So, but however, illegal occupants should begin to relocate. That is what the warning is talking about. Then, in line with Governor Charles Soludo's plan to bequeath an enduring road network to Anambra, the government of Anambra State will be embarking on the dualization of the Agulu and Nanka roads. That is the road we are moving on now. Though these are federal roads, they are primarily used by Anambra. That is what we have been saying. Governor Soludo has therefore redesigned them for reconstruction to better facilitate commercial, industrial, and agricultural activities across the area they cut through. Then, in light of this, the government wishes to advise property owners along those routes to begin to plan how to relocate them somewhere else. The law demands that any person that has property along a federal highway must be a setback of 47.5 meters from the center of the road. Anything short of that is a violation of the law, and such a property will be regarded and treated as an illegal structure, which we do not wish to happen. The government therefore calls on traditional rulers, that's in the Igwe, and president generals of the affected communities, as well as market leaders, to escalate the awareness campaign on the need to relocate shops and houses from the brink of these roads, which is what is part of what we are doing now, trying to broadcast it for everybody to become aware of it. The traditional rulers and the PGs should also come together to take practical steps to map out areas where those that will be consequently affected can resettle before the construction work commences. By this early notice, the government wishes to minimize avoidable losses, as warned. This message is signed by Paul Wosu, Commissioner for Information, on April 17, 2024. Yes, that is the information being passed from the Commissioner for Information for the governor. I bet you that majority of people that have watched this video are not aware of this law of 47.5 meters. Majority, if not that the government said it now, many are not aware of the length or the width required by law, or the gap, the setback you are going to give on any federal highway. Many are not aware. So this is the kind of information that we are supposed to circulate. It's not just about this road, about any other road, federal road, any other federal road that people have property around there. They should know that within this range belongs to the federal government. If your property falls within this range, the federal government has the right to collect that property or do whatever they want to do with that land, and that is the law. So you can check, use your mind and calculate some of this federal road. You see people building anyhow around that road. Just know that this is what the law said, and there's nothing you can do about it. So if tomorrow the government said they want to construct a service lane by the side of the federal roads, and the service lane still falls within this range, and your building is there, you don't have any right, or your building can be knocked off by the government, and the government will use that land to do what they want to do with it. That's why it's good to know the law, especially this kind of law is very important, so that you know that anything you are doing is just temporary. Any day government said, yeah, you pack your things and leave. That is the thing. Even the state-owned, they have their own length also by law. Well, this is Golden Tulip Hotel in front of Golden Tulip Agulu, and we are moving towards Agulu. From there we proceed straight to Ekulobia. Well, viewers, there is another dimension to this thing that I've just read. People are not keeping quiet. People are talking. People that were affected by this. That's why I said this kind of law is good to give a wide range of broadcasts so that many people will become aware. Then let's hear what the other side, the opposing people that were affected, what they are talking. Agulu and Nanka road dualization. Prepare to pay compensation or we frustrate you. Residents want soludo. Some residents in Agulu and Nanka axis of Anambra State have protested the warnings by the state government that illegal occupants living in the area should relocate because of the planned dualization of the road. Protesting over the development, the residents reminded the government that the Nigerian Constitution is very clear about compensation to every Nigerian whose property is taken compulsorily. Well, I'm not a lawyer, but from the simple explanation of what they are talking about concerning compulsory taking of property, if your property was taken compulsorily because you did not violate the law, it is a different case and it is a different matter. When the government, because government owns everything, government owns everything. If government need a particular place, they can approach the owner and pay the compensation, adequate compensation that is needed. Then the property can be released if the government needs that place for an important thing. The lawyers can explain more. So, but this particular one is when people has violated government law, and I don't think is applicable in this area. When you have violated the laws of the land and you are looking for compensation, but I will still come to that. And let me read first what these guys are talking about. One of the protesters said, how can a government call people's inherited property structures illegal? Soludo should be ready to pay people their due compensation before destroying their property if he wants this beautiful project to be a success. Soludo should be ready to pay people their due compensation before destroying their property if he wants this beautiful project to be a success. I repeated, that is what they said. One of the protesters said. So, but I think the best thing to do, not to fall into further problems by these protesters, is to approach the court of law. The court of law is the final arbiter, and that is where justice is expected to be gotten. So, but that should be the best thing. Let them just approach the courts if they feel that the government is not ready to give them anything. And well, it is not an easy decision. So, but I know there is no impediment that can stop this project, and the project will commence in earnest. But let them approach the court. That is what I'm saying. Then another angle to it, what the law says concerning section 44, subsection 1 of the 1999 constitutions reads, no movable property or any interest in any immovable property shall be taken possession of compulsorily, and no right over or interest in any such property shall be acquired compulsorily in any part of Nigeria except in the manner and for the purposes prescribed by the law that, among others, requires the prompt payment of compensation before and gives to any person claiming such compensation a right of access for the determination of his interest in the property and the amount of compensation to count of law or tribunal or body having jurisdiction in that part of Nigeria. That is what the law says. But it requires the more interpretation from a competent court of jurisdiction, to give more meaning to that, because we are just looking at it from an ordinary mind's point of view, and that is it. So this is the road we are talking about. We are moving straight to Ekulobia. When we get to Ekulobia, we are going to call it a day. The movement is not a long one, and you can see the size of the road is very tiny, and people have been managing this road for a while. And you can also notice the shops and shanties along the road. People should get ready for this action that the state government is about to take. Well, while trying to develop a city or a place, some little things and some other big things will go off so that development will come in earnest. Well, it has been like that, especially in this part of the world where people don't obey the law. People don't like to do the right thing, what the law says. And when the law comes to enforcement, it will look as if they are being, punished for nothing. Meanwhile, they are the ones that have violated this law, and due to one or two things coming out from the state government also, they usually approve buildings and structures to be constructed. After all, sometimes those people in charge are the ones that approve the buildings to be there. So after approval, they now want to do the other way around. Well, all these things has to be in check so that we can have a functional and a better society to live in. So I think you are watching both sides of the road and see what the government is talking about. From the middle of this road now, like where this drum is sited, from the middle, you count 47.5 meters from there at both left or right. Each should be 47.5 meters. But just like I said earlier, the size of that road I showed you at the beginning of this video, that's towards that video is towards the end of Ekulobia. That is the size of the road that is going to take. It is either it take that exact size or it will take lesser size, and that is the point. So now we are moving along Nanka. From Nanka to Ekulobia is just not far. They have common boundaries. Ekulobia and Nanka have common boundaries. There are two neighboring towns. Well, from the instruction the state government gave through the Commissioner for Information, Paul Nwosu, by now the PGs and the Igwes, they are supposed to have gone far in discussion with the people affected along these communities, even though the market also will be affected, and probably some part of churches also will be affected in this construction that is coming to Anambra State. Well, I hope that the job is given to a well-experienced contractor. And well, if you ask me, the AG Vision, they are not doing badly from what I've seen so far. And this kind of thing that happened here is what we have been preaching all this while. And I'm not just happy up to today that the state government missed that opportunity. that would have been a very good opportunity. And I was saying it, I've been saying that now this is federal road and the government, state government took over the road to construct. Good, that's a wonderful thing. During the time of Owerri road is too bad in Onitsha. It's too bad, and gullies, did I say gullies? Erosion, flooding mess up that road. That road is not properly channeled. Water coming from Awada axis flowing down to the road is the problem that road was having. And to get that road right, it needed a good construction company. And that time, Julius Berger is still in Onitsha. They have their yard there. This is what I expected the state government to have done, to give them that small portion of that road, just from Iweka, from up Iweka interchange to that Obusi interchange. It's not far. And the government supposed to have done that to get that road fully done and dusted. But they did not do it. They missed that opportunity. And look at what the federal government is doing, their palliative work. That palliative work will not last more than 1 year. I'm sure it will get bad again. So viewers, this is Kulobia now, and we cannot move straight to the flyover because that road has been blocked. So there is diversion here, that we are going to follow to connect through the other side that's coming from Isuofia axis of this road. And for now, this is where we are going to end up this video. We are going to give you the other details later. Thank you.